Well, hello to people out there currently watching this live or later on in the recording. But hi, I'm Flintworth, and welcome to December. Man, it's crazy to think we're already here in the holiday season, as it were. And yeah, I've got a fun day, well, hour really, planned for us all. If this is your first time watching this stream, live or what have you, this is the show, Warrior Workshop, where I go and take various popular characters, in this case, Snow Miser, and try to find some way to build a character around to be used in Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition. And to me, nothing screams the holidays more than the Rankin Bass animated specials, to which some are, yes, all-time classics. Some are, they exist, and others have certainly not aged so well in terms of their portrayal of certain dynamics, or just lyrics alone. Ugh. But I'm not here to talk about those semantics of what isn't, what is, and what has aged well. No. We are here to go and have a fun time talking about, well, the Misers. Some of the most popular characters I would think of the whole lexicon, outside of Rudolph. Maybe take that back. The most popular original characters is what I would say. That if you haven't ever watched any of them, which I'm surprised to say that I have found some people, some of my friends who, I'm not sure how they pulled it off, but they did have not seen any of the specials, that when I bring up, Rudolph, Island of Misfits, kind of go over their heads. They just don't know it. They don't get it. But sure enough, if you start singing one of those tunes by one of our guests of honor today, Snow Miser, it just kind of like activates like some kind of like core memory in most people. That even that opening riff is dum bum 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 bum. I don't want to go any farther. Just to make sure I don't get copyrighted strike or whatever they call it nowadays. Point being, when I started to get ready for this show for this month, I wanted to pick a character or characters from the Rankin Bass animation specials, because how fun it would be to try to play one of those characters off in a D&D setting. But more importantly, I wanted to go with something that would be quirky, something weird, something with a bit of showmanship to it. And to me, you can't get any finer of a choice than our boys. And let me go do this here. Starting with, of course, oh god damn it, fandom.com. I love your wealth of information, but man, do you have way too many pop-ups. But anyway, here I am on the Christmas Specials.fandom.com at good old Snow Miser from the original 1974, the year without a Santa Claus. Now this guy, our lovely little snowman, is, I thought it'd be kind of a nice, unique a nice base to go and get creative with. Because you think about it, he by all appearances, he looks like an elemental. He looks like someone that comes from the same line of Jack Frost, probably a little bit of fayness to him. I mean, in the context of the story, he is in charge of the cold weather on Earth. Opposite of Heat Miser, the one who's in charge, of course, of warm weather. And what I love about that special, The Year Without a Santa Claus, is one of the later specials produced by Rankin Bass. But what I love about it is that you can go into that film, and you'll probably, I swear, you will remember nothing else about it. Like, I was getting ready for this stream earlier this week. I put on the special, and my fiance sat there for most of the time going like, don't remember any of this. Why are we watching this? Ooh, why are you doing this to me? Why are you putting me through this weird, odd storyline of Santa Claus getting a cold? And then popped up the misers. And she just went like, it's them! With a full-on Leonardo point. And I was like, yeah, there you go. That's what I love about this. You will forget everything else. Everything else can be thrown to the side. It's kind of like lackluster anyway. But our boys, the misers, boy, do they slap. And did you know they actually had, different iterations of them? I mean, I always knew about the 2008 one, but there is, like, the 2008 looks like CGI by that appearance of it. But apparently, there was a live-action one, too, which, yeah, that kind of gives me nightmares. Not sure about you. So, yeah, we are going to not worry about the live-action stuff today. Nope. We are going to be looking today to try to make, well, an Aasimar based on the Snow Miser. Now, why an Aasimar? Well, partly because I say so. No. Mostly because when I thought about it, because I like to, when a lot of these things, I could go homebrew, but I wanted to put together something that would require as very little homebrew resources that could come around, because it's a wasteland of different rules there, and I want someone to be able to watch this, pick it up, and get right off to the bat with playing as a character. And oh, Snowy, looking at like the pre-made ones, at least mind you, I have a good number of the books. I don't have all of them because starving artist and all that, but I do have, let's see, I have the Player's Handbook, Xanathar's Guide to Everything, Volo's Guide to Monsters, Tasha's Cauldron of Everything, and of the ones that actually give me classes and races to play with, those are the big ones I have. Excuse me. So, that's why we kind of like, drew from there today. And Aasimars come from the Volo's Guide to Monsters. Now, for those who don't know what Aasimars are, they are essentially, in short, kind of like demigods. They're kind of like the opposite of tieflings, where tieflings, have the blood of devil somewhere in their line. That's what gives them their whole devilish horned look. Aasimars tend to have some kind of more holier connection. Like, some of them can be equated to be much like angels on Earth, but one step down, which is why I thought it'd be kind of a good basis for a Snow Miser character, because you want to, when you do build anything based on anything else, you want to make sure that, one, that it's something that won't leave you more overpowered than the rest of your fellow players. And two, you want it to be in a spot where your character will have some reason to team up with the others. So it's not like you can't be more powered, but you also have to be, you want to encourage teamwork, because D&D, tabletop RPGs in general, are a game about teamwork. It's a collaborative experience, not just the storytelling. It's also through the problem solving. So, the reason I wanted an Aasimar, because it's already kind of pre-balanced for that. Like, you have the power, you have the angelic side of you to kind of play out the fact that, yeah, you might be a descendant from a god that helps control the weather, or your mother might be Mother Nature. But you're not so holy or so divine, that's what I'm looking for here. You're not so divine that you can't relate to your other teammates as much. Which, to be fair, I know that in most cases, there are some characters, there are some races, or I should say species now, because I believe that is now the new term that Wizards of the Coast is going with, and I kind of like that, because frankly, if you looked at some of the species options, there are a variety of them now, to the point it's almost like, yeah, if you were an animal at any point, there's basically a folk version of it. Like in my campaign, World Alone, There is the possibility of bird folk, cat folk, beast folk, lizard folk, to the point that I'm starting to wonder if I should just find a different word for folk to kind of like, I don't know, make it more original instead of just folk. But either way, pardon me. But what was I with this? Oh yes, I was basically pointing out that it is possible to play a character that isn't exactly human to have that kind of fish out of water experience. No, but what I'm talking about is not just a character that can't relate to humans. I'm talking about like humanoids, because there are some varieties of monsters or creatures or even of the divine that are so above the experience of what mortals go through that doesn't click, which could lead to some stretches in roleplay. No. Aasimar is kind of like, or design already, to kind of like avoid all that messiness and keep your characters a bit more streamlined? Simple? Yeah, simple. Simple is what we want here. Simple and sweet. Sweet. Besides, I also like the idea this gives the potential, you could say, yes, you may have based your character on Snow Miser, but this leaves the option open for the DM to be like, not, yeah, that's because the Snow Miser is actually your father, which you must save or fight, depending on how the campaign's going. Actually, a whole one-shot where your players are trying to stop the quarrel or war between the two misers would be kind of fun. But I digress. We have... we rambled for 16 minutes, so I'm going to talk too much more. Let's get right into building this character. There we go. Now, let's go to my favorite location to go build characters. That, of course, is Roll20, which I should note is not because they sponsor me, which I always be open to, because I would like to get paid for this at some point. But mostly because I've done most of my DMing here online, and I've had most of the money I spent for digital resources on here. So that said, don't let what I use here stop you from using your favorite online resources. There's D&D Beyond, which is a fantastic spot for newbies trying to get into D&D specifically. There's the good old classic, pencil and paper, and there's nothing to be said to going with, like Tabletop Simulator for a lot of different options that way too. And there's plenty of them. There's plenty out there. But for me, what really draws me a lot to Roll20 has to be their character creator system. I think that was the word I was looking for. Their system, which is very much like creating a character in the most popular RPG games. Now, before I go any further, I should pick a name, and I didn't think about this beforehand. So, Snow Miser, Snowy the Second. Well, I'm from Wisconsin, and it's usually cold here. I mean, parts of this place is known for their kind of like tundra effect. So I was gonna call this character maybe like a Tundra, Dratun, like that. Maybe it was Dratun, Drtatun, Dratun Miser, because Miser can be the last name. Anyway, moving on. Oh, a bit of a late heads up, I should say. Hey, it's my buddy, one of my goodest, greatest, dearest pals, M King. Hey, don't worry, you're good. I mean, I do this show practically weekly, so it's okay. You're not obligated to be here, though I do appreciate it. Seriously, love you lots. Silver and gold, yeah. I was this close actually to doing and that snowman from Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. I just might. But the wizard's there too. Is this gonna be just like a reference off at this point? Oh, for those who don't have the live chat up, Andy here wrote in, "Damn, I should relate to this one. Silver and gold, silver and gold." And we'll just go 1 foot in front of the other. Ba-dum-bum-bum-ba-dum. Full stop. I have to say, Santa Claus is Coming to Town is one of my favorite, if not my favorite, tippity-toppity favorite of the Rankin and Bass specials. It just has my favorite moments. Like, you got goddamn, is it Hopper from trying to get to the South Pole and it's up in the North Pole, and okay, everything's saved for the one song. Like, you know, if you sit in my lap today, everything else is great. That one not so great, but everything else fantastic. Aren't we all there? Aren't we all there, King? Okay. But you walked in, actually, and just I was about to give the heads up that I've been feeling off a cold today. I have been very caffeinated and have been pumped full of cold medicine. So I feel fine. I feel good. I feel like a nice handle on myself here. But if you have ever watched my other stream where I went and we'll call it a tutorial. It was a very loose tutorial. If you ever watched my other stream where I came out here with the cold, I was pretty loopy. But today I feel fine. But in case I do start to go and drop off into the land of Alice in Wonderland, that's why. I'll be fine. I usually go over this stuff in a week. But let's get to the bill. Right, so Aasimar, which, let's see here, gives us a few fun little toys to play with later on, which I think I would love to go and just play with the whole theme of Snow Miser. The biggest one being here, let's see, would probably be the fact that, where are you? I guess it comes in a later level, but a lot of like Aasimars have like, what's the better way to put it? Kind of like a power-up mode. Like going radiant is a common one I heard most of my Aasimar players shout out, and I couldn't help but picture someone like Dragon Ball Z just like going full-on Super Saiyan. But if our build has it today, I'll get more into where my thoughts are going with that. But let's see here. Alignment. Well, let's see. Snow Miser. Snow Miser. He, I mean, he's not bad, but he's really not good. I mean, he wants about Santa Claus in the shorts, so I feel like anything would be best chaotic good. If not, I mean, see, at least, you know, he does welcome in guests very politely and all that. Puts on a little show. What's not to love with them? Frankly, he's my favorite of the two brothers. Don't tell Miser that. Considering how crazy global warming's getting, I don't want him to come after me up here. But okay. So Aasimars, if you've ever looked at them before, come with a variety of fun little tools for your kit. Starting with things like, well, that they know Celestial is one of their language proficiencies. They have Dark Vision, which is almost, I swear, you're not playing D&D unless you have Dark Vision at this rate. You got Healing Hands from the get-go, so we're about, you know, having a healing spell. You can just heal them with your own touch. You got things like, well, the light cantrip, so you can just go and create all kinds of just, I guess, what was intended to be more celestial, more holy, kind of biblical kind of imagery. I see it as a chance for a Snow Miser character to use it to kind of like play up the show, so to speak. Like, oh yes, I cast light to give myself a spotlight. Stuff like that. Stuff like that. Here, let me get you a bit closer, because there we go. Anyway, but subrace. We got a few to choose from. We got the Fallen Aasimar, which is basically an Aasimar who's kind of fallen. It's like a fallen paladin, really, or an Oathbreaker, where they straight up went against all of their holy duties. They're evil, basically. Protector Aasimar is what I've seen often people choose the most. It's the most, like, hero-esque. And me too there. And he writes, I wonder how 5.5 will handle Darkness and Vision. Yeah, honestly, I'm really kind of torn about 5.5, aka D&D 1, mainly because it seems such like a hodgepodge of ideas. It just feels so untested and so out there that, I don't know, my gut tells me that if and when they do implement it, it's going to be a messy transition, considering how popular 5th edition has been. That, and it don't get me wrong, it has done the company really, really well, and the hobby really, really well. But there's something to be said that you have all this time spent up with people enjoying this one product, you might run into the problem that some of these people might not be a big old fan of change. Like, D&D is such a game that has so many rules that require learning. To then go and be like, oh, just so you know now, that rule's gone, can be hard for some people to get their minds around. And I would not be surprised if the majority of the current love for the system may just stick with 5th edition, leaving this 5.5 kind of like meandering. I don't know. It's hope for the best, but I'm really preparing for the worst. Okay. Where was I going with this? Yeah. Exactly. 4E, God, I've heard horror stories about that. I've heard like so many people have been adoring like 3rd edition and 3.5 kind of, but 4th edition just like caused an exodus, as it were. And I'm not sure about you. I've had spent so much money on 5th edition that it'd be kind of hard to like jump ship at this point. Hell, this week alone, I just finally got a Kickstarter reward from the deck of many like animated cards, and most of it is just like really great art, but all for 5th edition stuff. That, yeah, I'm not sure I want to go and, buy a whole new set or back a whole new thing till we wait like another 2 years to get it for a system that I'm not even sure I like just yet. Like, okay. Catching myself off guard, ranting. When I'm ranting, just venting, monologuing. Nah. I suppose that's what you come for here when it comes to streams. You come for the nice raw commentary. Good coffee. A little bit of Kahula. Alright, we'll go with the Protector, though. Why? King. I swear these days I would love to actually maybe have you on here just so we can actually banter with you, seeing as you're showing up anyway. But he writes in, sorry for derailing. Snow Miser, cold guy. Yeah, cold guy. Yeah, really icy. You're good. That's. I want the banter. I want the derailing. Some people really like derailments. They like the vents. They like the rants. They learned something there too. Or I don't know. Anyway, let's see. Protector Aasimar, you're charged with the powers of good to guard the weak, to strike at evil. So this is by far the most, like I said, heroic style of Aasimar. But I can see us reflecting this just a little bit to match up with our inspiration here, namely the ability that your powers of good to guard the weak. Maybe you're guarding the environment or helping keep the natural balance of the weather. Stay vigilant against the darkness. That I could see in many ways, because you can make your Snow Miser character be almost kind of like Captain Planet in a way, where you're fighting those who are trying to pollute and cause your cold to go. There's ways to do it. But the big thing I like, this will come in handy later, is that you get a nice charisma increase, +2. Because honestly, I'm designing this character to be having the most, what's the word I'm looking for here, flair with the bard side of things. Because I just love the idea that you're out in a field or role playing, and you're playing a bard that's not really out to get into someone's pants, but the charm, ever living daylights out of your audience, foes, you name it. That you also can have a very good reason to say, yeah, I need some backup dancers, or to keep the tune at your side when you want to go inspire someone. Like, let's see, I would like to inspire the barbarian. All right, how do you do it? Well, 1 second. Cue it. Dum 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 dum. He's Mr. Skull Crusher. He's Mr. Smash. He's Mr. Barbarian. He's gonna kick your arse. We call him Bone Crusher because that's what he does. He's got a bundle of axes. He's too much. Yeah. We'll workshop it. That's kind of the point of this. We're workshopping here on Warrior Workshop. The reason why I can only tell stories, I don't write songs. Anyway. So, okay, so we went with the Protector. Got that nice little bonus. All right, so moving on. Class. So, Bard, obviously. Because I see so many Aasimars be like warlocks, paladins. No, I want to see one that goes into to be an entertainer. Yes, my powers of good are to make people smile, because that's honestly what a lot of us entertainers are trying to do. Yes, I include myself, the guy trying to do YouTube, because to me, YouTube is a form of entertainment, and yeah, I'm here to educate, I'm here to help out and guide and give devilish thoughts to DMs and players alike, but I'm also here to entertain you with marvelous sights. Let's see. Oh, King wrote in again. Some Miser players probably has a whole notebook of rhymes and songs to go to. Yeah, I could totally see that. And what I love is that, because this is why I kind of avoided the other Rankin Bass characters, is that with a character like Snow Miser, you're not limited to just the holiday season. Like, yeah, you could totally go and probably play a character that is Santa Claus, which would be kind of fun. But you kind of run into the issue that, okay, it's kind of tied to one holiday. But Snow Miser, cold weather's year-round, depending on how the climate is in your world. But the point is, you don't have to be kind of locked into the one holiday. Which sounds like kind of like Snow Miser. He's also got a fun outfit. I don't know if the cosplay is in one of these days. We have money. So, okay. Weapon proficiencies. Simple weapons. Hand crossbow, long sword, rapier, short sword. Okay, all those could be nice, stylized into icicles. All that kind of fun stuff, yeah. Skill proficiencies, well, let's see. Probably Arcana. Kind of match the weather effects, nature, I would say as well. And, well, performance. Well, you probably get a bonus performance later on with the Bard class. Oh, sure, this is part of the Bard class. I'm going to choose that now then. 2 proficiencies. Tools. Let's see. Okay, yeah. Now, what would the Snow Miser play? Well, the song itself has a lot of horns in there, so of course I can see horns. Drums. Yeah, I see drums. Schwam. Viol. And let's go with lutes. I could see the Miser bringing out a little tiny icy ukulele. Cantrips, we can pick up those up later. Got a bardic inspiration, which I'm hoping most of you know what that is. Okay, ability scores. All right, bring on the standard array. Very true. That's a good point. And Rodan, drums don't require finger coordination. Important if you're hanging out in the snow all day. Let's see. Well, naturally, charisma has to be up high up there. Being made of ice, I don't see his strength being all that great, so I'll put that at the lowest. All right. I would say that, yeah, he probably needs to be a bit spindly for all his dancing moves, so Dex. I think I see that there. It also is another one of the suggested ones. Okay. Leaving us Constitution, Intelligence, and Wisdom as our 10, 12, and 13s. Well, torn between those. Honestly, this really comes down to your own personal flair, because the Miser has shown he's kind of balanced in all things. He is witty enough, or at least clever enough, to pull tricks on his brother, so I can see Wisdom being up there. If anything, I'd probably put down 10 intelligence, because sometimes those brothers tend to act first and think later. And the fact that, you know, they can take a beating from each other's either Fire Blast or Ice Blast tells me they have a bit of a higher constitution, so we give that to 13 and make their Wisdom over here 12. Yeah. Now comes the fun part here, Andy. You know, this part that would be the background. Joyce feels kind of, honestly, pointless, but definitely feels sometimes like, well, it's kind of hard. It's kind of hard. Well, with this though, folk here I could kind of see, because of just, you know, tied to Santa Claus and all that. Noble to kind of play up the fact would be a good option as well, to play up the characters. Where is it? Noble, there it is. To play up the characters, like, kind of connection to Mother Nature and all that. But honestly, out of all of these, I actually kind of like, excuse me, this one right here, just straight up entertainer. Exactly, and yeah. Get out of my head. Disguise kit here. All right. So let's go with entertainer, which is fun because you have to give him another instrument. And frankly, I can't help but not give them bagpipes, because it just strikes me that that'd be something I could totally see the Snow Miser pulling out to really mess with his brother. Just like walk up and just full on. Okay, we're going in. Actually, I kind of love to hear a bagpipe cover, because sometimes bagpipes can really slap hard. And indeed, Vulcan Mind Meld. All right. Entertain mirror routine by popular demand. So let's see. This means, though, that our Aasimar here would get the benefit of, you always find a place to perform, usually in an inn or tavern. At such a place, you receive free lodging and food of modest or comfortable standard. So your bard, Mr. Snow Miser, could get you free room and board, which is pretty nice. Entertainer routine. Well, it would be kind of like a singer, honestly. Easily. Exactly. That's actually a good point. Oh, sorry. Frost breath through bagpipes. You've always seen, like, you know, fire bagpipes, but like ice breath, just blowing them down and seeing that the freezing cold air blow out. I like that. Yeah, yeah. Bagpipes are definitely staying in now. Okay. Ideals, personality traits. Okay, these are always, you can really fill in. Based on your kind of type of character. So let's just pick some ones here as close as possible. I'm get bitter from at the center of attention. Yes, that is totally. Oh, Snow Miser. I know. Yep. Nobody stays angry at me or around me for long. So they can diffuse any amount of tension. Yeah, he's a cool guy. He can really cool things off. Huh? Please don't kick away. I know I made a pun there. Please stay. Please. Right. Yeah, Reg, I know we're just in background. I got rambly earlier. Kind of dealing with a Flintworth who's dealing with a cold and very caffeinated, so I talk more on these kind of days. It's totally not because N King prompted me to kind of talk a bit about a few other stuff. Don't blame them. Yeah. But welcome, Reg. Always good to see you come back as well. 40 minutes more. I don't know. I mean, these don't go that long, do they? I mean, I've only done like one stream that was like close to 2 hours at best. Usually end around an hour. I know I should stay on track here. Okay, ideal. Let's see. Yeah, beauty. When I perform, make the world better than it was. Perfect. Bond. Want to be famous, whatever it takes. Idolize a hero. Do anything to myself to prove my. Yes, I'll do anything to prove myself superior to my hated rival. Perfect. And last but not least, flaw. I'll do anything to win fame and renown. Yep, that is Snow Miser. Yeah, exactly. Bond, I hate my brother. Love my mother, though. Man, they are such mama boys. Really choosing your equipment. Class equipment, because only insane people buy their equipment with starting wealth, because that is just more time I'm worthwhile putting in. So let's see here. Okay, rapier, longsword, or any simple weapon. Now, I would see probably like a sword for old Miser, but with the caveat is probably like some kind of like cane sword kind of a dealio, which I think is kind of cool. But let's see, longsword or any simple weapon. He has a stick. This tree does have a stick. Great club maybe? Nah. Do we have a staff as an option here? Nope. Quarterstaff. There it is. Diplomat's pack. What's a diplomat's pack? And I think I haven't seen that option forever. Pardon me, I'm curious. Dip. Dip. I can't spell. Diplomat. There we go. Okay, it comes with a. Let's see, get out of the way. So you can see this too. According to this, it comes with a chest, map, or scroll case, 2 fine clothes, ink, pen, lamp, oil, 2 paper, perfume, sealing wax, and soap. Great club. Is it the most neglected weapon? They took everything. Yeah, I feel like overall weapons kind of get a rough end of it when it comes to D&D. Like, whenever I try to help my players, get better and better equipment, it always feels like I can't help but give them a nice artifact kind of weapon to really give them the extra oomph they need. Because, like, yes, I mean, especially if another one of their players gets something like the Sun Sword, or my mind's blanking on a different one, like Dark Ebony, but it's like, here's what you over there. You get essentially what amounts to a full-on lightsaber in this game. And then you, here is your bow +1. It's like a regular bow, but it gets a +1 to it. Oh, you want a cool name? This is the blow of Plusus Monicus. How's that? Do you know what I mean? Doesn't have like the same impact to it. Here's your Vorpal Club. Fair enough, Ed. It's okay though. Around Diplomat's pack. Find close inking pen. Or shucks, they scroll about roll 20. Oh no! What did I do? I feel attacked there, right? I'm sorry. I know I get rambly when I get with my colds. Please, okay. Drotun Miser for Tundra Miser. Okay, good. All right. We didn't miss much. All right, now he's a magical instrument. I think we wanted to go with bagpipes because it'd be kind of funny. All right. Whew. I feel so attacked there, Reg. For those who didn't see it, there he writes in. Now I get how this got so long. That's what she said. Okay. Equipment from background. Other musical instruments. I'm gonna go with horn instead of just the nice brass section at the start of the song. And needs a love letter, lock of hair, or trinket. So let's go with trinket. I would say lock of hair, but I don't know, it seems kind of creepy for Snow Miser. Okay, cantrips. Okay. Honestly, Vicious Mockery. That is just a mandatory spell for any bard. And also is very on par with the original character here. Dancing Lights, Friends, Light, Mending Message, Minor Illusion. I see Minor Illusion. Or Prestidigitation. Probably Prestidigitation, because... Oh boy, could that spell do a lot for in the right hands. Well, certain spellcasters. Alright, here's the big one, though. Hope it goes without saying that it's pretty much like... It's going in if it has anything to do with cold or ice here. But let's see, I gotta choose 4 of these. Charm person, because how can he not charm someone with his wondrous grin? Missionary script, edify heroism. What's heroism do again? Yeah, heroism sounds perfect. Hey. I don't know, dear audience. What do you think? What would be good choices here for a bard setup? I've seen a few fun things, but I'm just not really feeling any sticking out to me. Cure wounds. I mean, that's a good one to have. Let's go with that. Healing word. That's never mind. Healing word. Gotta have healing word in there. That spell's so broken, but you can't pass it up. So you're the only one more then. What about Tasha's hideous laughter? Let's refresh my memory. What does that one do? I know. It's like here. Apologies, friends. I swear to you that the second I am able to exactly, yeah. But I was gonna say, Reg, I swear to you, anyone else who watches later on, that one of the first things I'm gonna get, once I have the space for it, is gonna get a nice second monitor setup so you can actually be able to see the whole screen. Because here, let me give you an idea of what my screen typically looks like on my side. It's kind of cramped. So that's what I'm working with more often than not on my little laptop. So I guess what I'm saying here is thank you for your patience as I make this all work out. But considering that how well the last Creature Creator did, yeah, who knows? Maybe someday we'll, finally get the budget and or resources to really upgrade as I go along. Right, Greg? That has been like that since the first stream or Warrior Workshop. It's been that is how tiny it's been this entire time. Yeah. I've been making do with what I got. Because as my mom once said, who also taught me most of the video work that I know, that the best tools are the ones available to you. And I've been making this tool go a long way. This is also why this stream's going on so long, because I keep getting off track. I mean, to be fair though, it's not taking that much to get me going somewhere else. But spell list, still can't see all of it. All right. Shucks. Well, let's see here. I think that this one gives a bit more of a view, maybe? No, this one's actually worse, I've found. Yeah, no, stick to this one. I mean, technically, I could do it like this. It'd be like, all right, guys, there's mostly the whole spell list, woo! But that would just be, you have to play it full screen, and they got your reading glasses. That it's just a mess there. Oh gosh. I had a feeling it was gonna be like this tonight, guys. I had a feeling. I had a feeling. Fair point. Fair heckin' point there, Reg. This is a D&D stream. I've been debating a while about what other kind of streams I could do, and I have thought about, like, streaming myself actually running games, but I don't know if I have the resources or just the patience to make a good one that I think they all deserve, because I have such a, believe it or not, I do have some kind of standards. I like to make sure I give you all the best I can do. And I don't know. Well, at best I can do it for special occasions, but full-on series, that'd be rough, man. That'd be rough. But let's see here. Can I make this a bit smaller there? There we go. And then just do that, maybe? See a bit more of the actual list. Maybe I should make it up there a bit better. Nope. All right. Okay. I don't want to waste too much more of your time trying to get you to see over my shoulder here. Imagine a game in that hellish setup. Well, that's the funny thing. You should mention that because I'm getting ready to do it next month. But when I did my 24-hour D&D stream, I got around that tiny little screen by running it on my desktop, which is a very large Mac computer. But I basically ran the game on a second laptop at my side and just pointed my computer screen at just Roll20 and left it at that the entire time. And it kind of worked. It didn't make it really interactive, but it worked. And I'll probably have to do that. So, I mean, I could do that now for these streams, but it's crowded at my little kitchen table as it is. The plights of starving artists. Never enough room, never enough tech to get what you need done. Anyway, so one I'm going with, I decided our charm person, heroism. So you got the ability to charm your foes, charm your friends, heal your friends from afar, and make your foes laugh their asses off. I could see that. Some great ingenuity tomorrow. And King's trying to, for those who can't see it, and King's trying to get on my good side, and they're succeeding with saying that's some great ingenuity. Tomorrow you'll be making an arc reactor in a cave with a box of scraps. Okay. I'm keeping in mind. I'm gonna change this back from Dratun Miser to Tundra Miser because I want the more obvious ice connection. Age, I don't know. 20. Height, tallish. Wait. Yes. I mean, this stuff is all just dependent on how you want to design your character. The duality of man. A lot. Oh god, you guys are killing me tonight. You're killing me, Schmalls. Eyes. Icy eyes. Icy? No, not icy. Hair. Frozen. Skin. Clammy. Okay, there we go. Let that go. Perfect. Killing you softly with his Snow Miser song. Gosh. Woo! Yeah. All right, so here's our Aasimar Bard as they currently are. 9 HP, which isn't a whole lot. That is actually quite a little bit. They probably could be sneezed at and then blown away, but that's, I think, kind of par for the course for most Aasimars I've seen. Tend to be kind of like glass cannons. Strength -1. Okay, so they're not as weak as SpongeBob, but they're certainly not as strong as, well, an average humanoid. But I do love the nice little 17 down there. In fact, let's go check a look what doing Vicious Mockery can do to someone here. Okay, it's not bad. Not bad. It could be better. Let's see. Where's Tasha's? I want to see what a good Tosh attack would be. Come on. Can we do Tasha's? There we go. Tasha, is a creature of your choice. Blah, 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 blah. Must succeed wisdom saving throw or fall prone. 13. Okay. This is not that great of a bonus. Those, you really can't see it, that's right. Basically, Tasha's Hideous Laughter, one of my favorite spells, actually, basically causes your opponent to go into a laughing fit, making them go prone while they get, beat up by your friends. Unfortunately, or fortunately, depending on how you look at it, you have to actually have some form of intelligence. In fact, creatures that have an intelligence score of 4 or less can't be affected. And the creature is able to try to succeed against it at the end of each turn, and it takes damage. But if you think about it, you spend time to actually beef up your bard's charisma. This can become very, very deadly real quick if they're just kind of basically left into a hysterical laughing fit on the ground. The Jason Cup. The Jup. Oh, yeah. No, this is one of my favorite coffee mugs. Usually bring them out for Halloween, and I just haven't put it away yet because it's just fun. Look at that. I have like 3 of these. And my good lord, they are so messy to drink out of. Go figure. Oh, yes. Having coffee at 7 at night. This will bode well when I try to go to sleep later. Woo! Okay. Other things like we should point out here is that Healing Word. Now, it sounds like most of my friends here with me right now know what Healing Word is. But for those who are not in the know, Healing Word is a fantastic healing spell. By far, I think one of the most powerful. It's probably a little bit broken, depending on how you view it. But Healing Word essentially is a spell that you use a bonus action on a creature of your choice that you can see. And all it takes to use it is just words. It's all vocal. So basically this means that in the thick of battle, your little bard can run up to a down friend in front of them, put their hands down to use, cure wounds, lay on hands, or some kind of other healing spell, and, bring them back up to whatever, to 1, 2, 5, or whatever the spell is effect. However, it also means that they have the potential that if they see another friend of theirs across the field also down, they can be like, all right, you on the ground, healing hands. Look up at my friend, and I shout out, hey, you over there, get your butt up. And that'll work. They'll get health and be up at the same time. It's just crazy how this spell can work out in some situations. I've seen entire teams come back from the brink with that spell. Let's see here. Wait, let's talk about the balance of the bard spell pool. Oh, you mean how they had the potential to pretty much use like any spell in the lexicon? You mean that pool? Or the fact that they have some of the craziest like expertise skills, like you can like basically kit out your bard to be the Swiss Army knife of doom in your party based on what you pick. Bards are scary, man. I love bards. And I'm not just saying that because I feel like I am at my soul, my heart, a bard. Exactly. And gets it. He just wrote in, Bard can allow you to learn any cold/ice spell. I just realized. Yeah. There's no reason to multi-class with Bard. You're just... you know it all. You could know it all. And talk your way out of it. Like, I have a friend in one of my games who playing is as a Bard and spends most of their time talking the way out of almost any situation and succeeding. The little jerks. Like this guy went to try to talk down Tiamat and succeeded to an extent. I think I'd actually go and at some point make like a character or warrior workshop based on any of the doctors from Doctor Who. It would be a bard. Forget wizards, forget sorcerers. No. bard. Oh yeah, true. I mean, yeah. Frankly, I have never had problems kind of bending the rules a little bit. Rag writes in, wizards can too learn almost any ice and cold spell if your DM isn't a jerk. And you know, I haven't had much experience being with playing for many DMs, but I know from my players, if they're willing to give me a good reason, actually, a well thought out one outside of like, that'd be cool. I'm kind of, pretty cool with easy going with like bending the rules to give everyone a good time. I think I've only said like no once. Let's see, college though. Now, where the bard comes, from the player's handbook, and Aasimars come from the Volo's Guide to Monsters. The Glamour college that I wanted to go with for our subclass for our bard is from Xanathar's Guide to Everything. Now, I want to do this one specifically for two very big reasons. One, story-wise, College of Glamour bards typically have all their magic based in the realm of Fey magic, which, to me, this kind of helps really set up, or not say set up, played along with Snow Miser's background being a entity, an elemental that's tied to the weather. So that to me, I felt like kind of tied the character more into that. And the reason why, by the way, I should mention this for those who are watching this for the first time, I feel like a build doesn't really come into its own until you get to like the level 5. That's really kind of like, when you get to level 5, that's where it's like, boom, yes, this is the build. This is wrong. This is who I am now. But yeah, College of Glamour has a kind of like Feywild side to it that I feel like really helps emulate and really establishes the Snow Miser theme we're going for here. But also, it has a very important feature here called enthralling performance, which, let me read that off to you what that does real quick, if it will let me. If not, I'll read it on the character sheet itself. Let's read the character sheet itself. There we go. But see, enthralling performance. Starting at 3rd level, you can charge your performance with seductive Fey magic. If you perform for at least 1 minute, you can attempt to inspire wonder in your audience by singing, reciting a poem, or dancing. At the end of the performance, choose a number of humanoids within 60 feet of you who watch and listen to all of it. Up to a number equal to your charisma modifier, minimum of 1, each target must succeed on a wisdom saving throw against your spell DC or be charmed by you. While charmed in this way, the target idolizes you. It speaks glowingly of you to anyone who talks to it, and it hinders anyone who opposes you, although it avoids violence unless it was already inclined to fight on your behalf. This effect ends on a target after 1 hour if it takes any damage, if you attack it, or if it witnesses you attacking or damaging any of its allies. Picture that. The fact that this background has the performer background, the entertainer background, allows you to go and perform at any inn you stay at. No problem whatsoever. You go to the inn, you start performing and do this kind of performance, and then for like the rest of your time there, the whole audience could very well be not only in awe of your bard and your party, but be willing to give you any kind of help you need. Doesn't that sound awesome with this kind of a character build, with this kind of inspiration? Because it kind of goes back to let's talk about how like much they could snowball to your benefit in any social role-playing setting in a game where you go into any town, you're kind of freaks, and boom walks in your Tundra Miser who does this one brief performance. It could actually be the same bloody song every single time, which would be kind of on point for the Miser inspiration. And next thing you know it, you've won over the whole crowd. It's just, the potential to mess around with some plot points would be amazing. Like, oh yes, we need to go and talk to the king. But wait, before we do that, may I perform to you first? Don't worry, I think you'll like it. It's just, oh my god. Or even, I'm gonna go and we got captured by our big bad evil guy, gal, or whatever. And before we kill us, we have one last request. Can I at least put on one show for your men? Just at least, I want to go out singing. It's so good. It is so good. But there's also other things here too. But the big thing there for me was the enthralling performance. Sorry, I got excited about it. But also, nice thing about the Glamour bards, you also get Jack of all trades, which means you get to go and get more skills you could be proficient at. You get Song of Rest, you get Magical Inspiration, it's kind of basically you go from just, okay, being a pretty good bard to a very good bard. It's wild. So let's see here. Expertise in one of our current ones, so probably performance. Get that up. And I would say, and mind you, what I'm choosing right now is doubling your performance or your proficiency bonus, which could take somebody from being like, okay, yeah, I get maybe, +4 to roll to like maybe straight up like +10. It's crazy how quickly a bard could go and almost take over any role-playing thing. I'm sorry, Reg. I'm sorry. I'll calm down. I'm sorry. I'll be calm. I'll try my best ASMR voice for the rest of the stream. Okay? Okay. So, I've already chosen performance for my first expertise. So let's go. M King's also telling me to chill out. I'm assuming that's just a pun on the fact we're doing a thing on Snow Miser. That's okay. It's okay. Here. We're going to go and keep going. Like I said, go with performance. You don't need another option here. And frankly, I like the idea of going with nature because it kind of goes along the lines of our character being tied with Mother Nature and all that. I said disturbed Flint. Oh, no. It's going to take a lot more than that to really get under my nerves. I'm just trying to play along and have a good time. Unless there's another pun. In that case, fitting, considering the subject there. Saying, ice disturbed Flint. Yes. Anyway, going down we have Font of Inspiration, Mantle of Inspiration, and Enthralling Performance, which, as I mentioned earlier, is like the big ability, I think, is going to really tie in this whole build. We also can see up above here are, let's see, Mantle of Inspiration. This allows you to weave a song of fey magic that imbues your allies with vigor and speed. As a bonus action, you can expend one use of your bardic inspiration to grant yourself a wondrous appearance. When you do so, there's a number of creatures you can see and see within 60 feet of you, up to a number equal to your charisma modifier. Each of them gain 5 temporary hit points. Basically, in layman's terms, I'm going to read this whole thing off. Essentially allows you to not only get all kinds of fancy in the battlefield, it also allows you to look very, very, very inspiring to your fellow party members, or you can even call them your backup dancers. Yeah. You know what destroyed your bandit camp? The Ice Age. Ha. Oh, my gosh. You know, it's a real shame that my fiance is not here to read off these comments because she really enjoys a good pun. Me, it drives me up the wall. Sometimes. So I think in spirit, because right now she's walking her dog, she would be enjoying all these lovely puns you're dropping in my chat right now. Okay. Moving on. Let's see. Now we get to go and add more ability scores. Snow Miser, as played by Schwarzenegger. You mean Arnold? Oh, gosh, no. Schwarzenegger. There we go. All right, let's choose our ability scores. Well, load the numbers. Gosh, talk about 180 in terms of the vocal quality. Come on, I want to see a little spinning ball of death. Give me the numbers. There we go. I'm gonna put 2 into charisma. Scott Miser. All right. You know, as a Scottish guy, I do appreciate that. Scott Miser. All right, so 2 to charisma, because that'll just make all of these abilities go up through the roof. Okay. Okay, 4 new spells. So let's see. I wish we got this one instead of that other like drop-down menu, because I actually can see the spells better here. Let's use 4. Spell curse, spell magic, fireball. Speak with plants, sticking cloud. Frankly, I love the idea of shatter, just because it always seemed very kind of like icy to me to kind of freeze someone solid and shatter them. But more importantly, I just can't help but love the idea of a bard playing a chord or turning the music up to 11 to shatter their foes in one musical blast. Crown of Madness. I've got to go Crown of Madness, because nothing like puppeteering your opponents around the stage. Actually, some of my players beat one of my bosses once. Was using Crown of Madness. Yeah, that's a good point. Hold person. Be perfect too. It's time for you to cool off. Shh. Ice. Do love idea of friends. Let's put the options here. But they already have so many abilities tied to charming. I want to give a bit more utility to this build. So I probably would see maybe Thunderclap. Use kind of a musical blast. And besides, blizzards can have thunder in their clouds. That makes sense to me. Okay. And we need at least one level 3, I would say. Right? Right. Catnap. Fear could be funny. Point out putting the other like fear into your friends. I love the idea of Leomun's tiny hut for no other reason but to like say that yes, you form your hut in the shape of an igloo. 'Cause that'd be kind of funny. Slow could like make it so cold that they slow down. Ice cracking can be violent. Yeah, true. Intellect Fortress. That one's new to me. What's that one entail? The duration you are willing. Oh, basically you kind of protect them from psychic damage. Fun. Honestly, the spell magic would be kind of great. Maybe no. Mass healing word. Let's go with that. Really play this whole bard as very much a support character, but oh boy, would you be beloved by your friends. Because not only are you either spending your time healing them, you could also be like, also spending time buffing them and or debuffing or controlling their enemies. It's a nice 3-2 punch. Alright, let's see what kind of creation we get here now. Alright. 28 hit points, not bad. 19 charisma, love that. Which means we get, let's see, Hideous Laughter goes up to 15. I'm not sure if you can see that. Let me do that again. Or I can just do this and just shrink down that and bring that up into my, as you've aptly described it, hellish streaming landscape. Cancel, thank you. There we go. And there we are. Let's see, it would be kind of fun to try out here now. Well, let's do this. Let's see what kind of how does Shatter do? Sure, D level 2. Okay. Constitution saving throw of 15, 12 thunder damage. All right. Like, this character really wouldn't be the one to go for in terms of like dealing damage too much. Maybe like a killing blow here and there. But here's the big thing I wanted to point out. Like, look at that for performance. To get like a plus 10 to their rolls. That's wild. 23. Good lord. That is fun. And might actually go back and say the acrobatics got the proficiency. But I know nature's kind of good too. There's always room for tweaking, as I see it. But let's see, though. This is not negating the fact you could also bring in other effects into the mix. Help out your friends, but like, Vicious Mockery. Yeah, the DC's wisdom save is 15. Considering a number of characters that actually don't really have that great of wisdom, especially if you're going to be against a bunch of really dumb orcs or kobolds or insert random monster here that could become a real pain of them real quick. And but Crown of Madness, that's like one of the big ones. I want to see how that would do with this character. Crown of Madness. There we go. DC 15. Yeah. And this will go up as the character levels up, because the proficiency will rise up and all that. That by the time you get to like level 10, that'll be quite the DC challenge for some baddies out there. Yeah. And besides, there's plenty of other things here too to go and mess with your foes, and or just give your friends a good time, like heroism or hold person. Where, let's see, save and throw paralyzed for duration of like 1 minute. Yeah. That's a good point. Yeah, maybe I should. I wasn't going to. Maybe I should do, playing as Santa Claus at the end of the month. Oh. All right. Well, this stream certainly has gone a wee bit longer than I normally do, which is fine. I do want to say, overall, yeah, thank you to like you and Rag for joining in. Yes, even though it was late, it was still fun to have you when we were here, and actually you were here for a good amount of it. So, hey, maybe it's a good thing that I rambled so much during the rest of today, and yeah, I got a few things planned for this month. The Krampus, I'll be starting to write that one and filming next week. Right now, I'm mostly working on putting together the model kits I use for my little B-roll shots, and that should be done soon enough. I picked up all my movies I need to watch. I have like 5 or 6 different movies that are related to the Krampus to now binge over the weekend. But I also do have at least 2 other streams planned this month. I'm thinking overall that actually maybe 3 more. Yeah, because I don't want to do a stream on the 23rd, so I'll be streaming these Warrior Workshop the 9th, 16th, and 30th. So I'll probably, frankly, I'm going to be doing Heat Miser next week because I wanted to do something to go opposite and kind of a character that work well with our Tundra Miser. So if you want to see how we work on the other brother, that come next week for that. The 16th, I'm not sure yet. Maybe I'll be able to maybe do Santa Claus the 16th, seeing as I'm not doing a stream on the 23rd. Outside of that, yeah, got the 30th, and that might be it for the year. Save for the fact, no, I take that back. Yeah, the next creator should be on the 12th, and I have a non-video plan for the 26th. I might just have it be a little stream that day. So I'll play it by ear. Kind of taking a bit of it slow because I actually want to enjoy the holidays with my family. But that said, remember, it was King's fault. Yeah. Yep. Um, picture Five Nights at Freddy's mixed with Owls and Misfit Toys. That's actually a fun combo. Yeah, I mean, I actually haven't given much thought to Freddy's in a while, honestly. I mean, I should, because I know that actually would help start up most of my audience for a wee bit there. At some point, I do want to go and finish wrapping up the rest of the games, because I might as well finish out the series. I will say this, though. I will say this. Starting next year, I do want to take a look at Hollow Knight. I bought the game off of Steam, and I'm debating maybe playing a little bit of it before bringing the character onto Warrior Workshop. Kind of do a little bit of like a research stream before the actual character build, you know what I mean? So, there's a lot to think about, a lot to look forward to. Bottom line, whether you're watching this now with me, Reg and King, or are watching this after the fact, hey, thank you for sticking here to the end. I do enjoy hanging out with everyone, whether it's live or what have you. I do appreciate taking the time to hang out here with me, and more importantly, I've been enjoying seeing so many people finally get to find our little neck of the woods. It's been cool. I wasn't expecting my Audrey 2 Little Shop of Horrors video to do so well, but last I checked, there's almost a good 100 more of you out there now. But either way, it came at a good time. I got some cool stuff to plan the next few months, and hope you get to know some of the other people here. Yeah, I'm gonna not ramble too much more, not let the cold take over my mind and our ranty. Maybe I will. I don't know. I'm myself talking up a storm. I think the caffeine's finally hitting me at the peak. But yes. Take care. If you haven't already, consider liking, subscribing, and/or sharing this around. All three of me out immensely. If you have any suggestions on things you could write in for like future videos, please let me know. Always looking for ideas, especially for the upcoming year. And yeah, and if you don't, no worries. You're all fantastic. You're all beautiful, and I love you either way. Especially you two, who've been here for a lot of these now. So, yeah. Have a good weekend.